Hey, another video from Fast Tech. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a disk drive replacement on a PS4 Pro. We have to take everything out of the console to do this job. The motherboard has to come out, the heatsink has to come out. Literally everything has to come out to get to the disk drive. Because Sony was obviously not thinking about repairability when they made this. Still, no complaints. It's a well-engineered machine. It's a good, well-designed console. But yeah, to replace the disk drive, we have to take out everything. But this repair is going to be useful for you if your PS4 Pro is not reading games. And if you try to put the disc in, it just makes noise or doesn't accept the disc, or if the disc goes in, it doesn't spin or read the game. We sell the disk drive on our website, and we also sell the Torx T88 screwdriver that you're going to need to disassemble the console. And I'm going to put the links in the description for that. So let's start. Alright, so we're going to start taking the PS4 Pro apart. There are these two stickers at the back here we're going to have to remove. Now, these stickers look like they've already been replaced, but the original ones have writing on them, and they have text, and basically that's your warranty sticker. If you open if you take these warranty stickers off, you're going to lose your warranty with Sony. So just be mindful of that when you're doing this. So I'm going to take these stickers off. And once we remove them, we're going to see two Torx T8 screws. I'm going to remove them. We're going to remove the back by removing the hard drive cover. By pulling on it, the hard drive cover is going to come off. And we can also take the screw out that holds the hard drive to remove the hard drive. Once the screw from the hard drive is removed, we're going to pull the hard drive out. One more screw here. And then we're just going to lift the bottom cover off. Like so. Also, we're going to flip the console over. And we can remove the top cover. That's very easy to do. I have a video showing you guys how to do that. Super easy. You just lift the cover off, it comes off. Like so. And at this point, we can start removing the power supply and all the screws that hold the power supply in place. Now there's one more Torx screw, or a Phillips screw, that holds the power supply in. So we're going to flip the console over, and we're going to start removing all the screws. One of these screws here holds the power supply in. I believe it's the one in the middle. remove the antenna cables. I'm going to remove the connector, the fan connector here. One more screw. Take this cover off. Now we can remove the power supply because all the screws are out. And there's a connector at the front here. You can remove it from the power supply, or you can remove it from the motherboard. I would usually prefer to remove it from the power supply, but for this video I'm going to remove it from the motherboard just to make everything easier for you guys. And then we're going to flip the console over again. This area would usually be dusty, but I think the customers already opened the top cover. They watched one of my previous videos. They opened the top cover and cleaned this area out. But obviously they didn't want to take the motherboard out to do this job because this requires taking the motherboard out and everything else. I'm going to remove the rest of the screws. These black screws hold this plate that hold the brace for the heat sinks. And remove these ribbon cables. One of them has a black clip that you gotta lift. The big one has a clip. Be careful with the clip, you don't want to break that. And this piece should come off. There you go. Now we're going to remove these screws. This is going to come off. Lift the motherboard out. So we're going to remove these screws. Get the heatsink out. Now to get the disk drive out, what you're going to do is remove these screws that hold it in place. There's one more Phillips screw here, the long one. Remove that, and the disk drive comes out. And we have our disk drive out. Now to replace the disk drive, we're going to get a new disk drive. We're going to put the disk drive in. Put the screws back in. Now we can start reinstalling the heatsink. Careful, you don't want to damage any of the cables. Screws in that hold it in place. I'm gonna remove the old thermal paste and install Arctic Silver 5. So the best way to remove thermal paste is you get some isopropyl rubbing alcohol or any medical grade alcohol, and what you want to do is you want to wipe down the old paste with some napkins, and depending on how dry the paste is, this one's not dry at all, so it's coming off very, very easily. But if this was dry, this would not come off so easy. So I'm going to leave the rest of it for the isopropyl. Get out of the corners of the APU chip here. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to put a little bit of isopropyl alcohol on the heatsink. Not too much, just a little. And you're just going to rub it down. Make sure you get it all clean. You don't want the two different mixtures of compounds mixing. Okay, so you see it's coming off. The rest of it off. And we're going to do the same on the APU chip. And remember guys, you don't want to put too much because you don't want to leave isopropyl or any liquids on your APU. I mean, again, this is not water, so it does evaporate rather quickly, but still. So we're gonna remove the remnants of the old thermal paste off the APU chip. We don't have to get it off the circuitry. We don't have to get it off there. You just need to make sure that the surface of the chip is clean and mirror-like, like this. It should shine. And that's when you know you cleaned it right. Okay, so now we're going to start applying our new thermal paste. So the best way to do this is to put it on the heatsink first. And put just a little bit, not too much, because too much is bad. And just put this much. And what you want to do is you want to apply it. And then what you want to do is you want to do the same on the processor. Not too much. Just a little. Just about a grain's worth. And put that here for a second. Don't want to get Arctic Silver on our clothes because it's very difficult to remove. Trust me, I've been there. And so what we're going to do is, what you could do at this point is you could apply it with a flat card or a credit card or any kind of card that you might have laying around. Or you could also just put it in like that, and the force from the heatsink clamp would spread it evenly. But just in case it doesn't, and some of you guys are probably doing this for the first time, I'm going to show you how to apply it evenly. So what you're trying to do is get a flat card or something like that, and then just apply it evenly. on the surface of the APU chip. Make sure it's spread out evenly. If you get any on the side, that's not a big deal because this stuff is not conductive. Unlike liquid metal, which is conductive, this is not. And then what you want to do is you want to spread it evenly on the heatsink as well. Just where the APU chip sits. Like that. And also on the APU chip itself. So we have 2 layers of freshly applied Arctic Silver 5. Now we can start reinstalling the motherboard back in. And connect the fan. Start installing the heatsink. Start installing the heatsink again. For this here, you guys want what you want to do is you want to tighten the screws diagonally. Do them one at a time. Like so. And just tighten them all at the same time. I can start installing this piece back on. I'm going to install this piece back on. I'm going to make sure you get all the cables out of the way. This corner goes in first. There's a hook that goes under the motherboard. Make sure none of the cables are in the way. Now we can start putting all the cables back on. I'm going to start with the antenna cables. I'm going to start installing the ribbon cables for the disk drive. This is the connector for the power button. Now we're going to start installing the screws. I'm going to move the console down just so I can show you where the black screws go in here. And then in here, it's all it's gonna be the torx screws. Oh, sorry, right here. That one holds the power supply in. That one's going to be installed after the power supply is hooked up. And then we're going to start installing the rest of the torx screws back in. We sell the torx screwdriver on our website, guys. The link's going to be in the description. Now I'm going to flip it over and install the power supply. Now we can install that torque screw in, like that. Okay, now we're gonna install the hard drive in. We're gonna install the bottom cover. This side goes in first. You gotta angle it and then push it in from the back. Like that. And flip it over. Same thing here. The back end goes in first here, the power supply side, and you can just push it in from the front. You're gonna install the torque screws back in. Install the hard drive cover back on. Goes in like this side in first, and then you gotta push it in. And I'm gonna install the last torque screw that goes in here. I'm going to be installing our new FastTech warranty sticker on here. Since this customer is getting the repair done by us, they do get a 6 months warranty. As long as they don't remove the warranty stickers. There's going to be 2 on the PS4 Pro. That. One goes here.
Thanks for watching, and once again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the videos, and share with your friends. And if you're looking for a part or repair service, don't forget to check us out at www.fasttech.ca.